I want to say I formally joined my first club in grade 9, but before that, I played on a soccer team, and I guess sometimes the answer a lot of people get is they usually played like middle or wing is usually pretty accurate for somebody who ends up becoming some kind of distance runner or something. So that was me. Um, and I was doing cross country in middle school, and with the soccer, I kind of realized I liked and was good at the running part the most, maybe not as much the technical aspect of the other sports. So that kind of is what inspired me to join my first track team. I kept seeing these people with these Red Deer Titans shirts because I'm from Alberta originally. So Red Deer was where I grew up. Um, and me and my dad kind of was wondering, oh, what is this track team? So we eventually joined that. That was probably around grade 9. Um, and my dad ended up coaching me for the last 2 3 years of my, I would say maybe even 3 or 4 years of my running career. We didn't have a coach at the team anymore, so he really stepped up and played a big part in that, and helped me become a great athlete and eventually join UNB. As soon as I started actually competing and going to, track meets and stuff and racing more cross country in high school, I really realized that was something I'd want to keep doing. And I guess another part of the reasoning behind that was the natural step to continue competing in a sport like that at a competitive level as you progress out of high school and stuff is to go to university. So getting to run and getting a degree at the same time was seemed like a pretty good idea to me. So that was an easy decision. All the way to the Maritimes, yeah, I was talking to some different coaches, but my coach Chris Buoff really stuck with me, kind of his vision and what he wanted to accomplish and how he wanted to progress the team in the future. So getting to be a part of something that grew over time with people who really cared was really inspiring to me. And the computer science program at UNB is actually really good. Really good professors. The co-op program is really good. I've done lots of work trans and gotten lots of experience like that from that. So kind of those two things combined made it easy to get out there. And it's far away, but I think going to a new place and getting to meet new people and kind of figure some things out on your own is worth a lot too. So I would say the difference between cross country and track and field, of which I like more, I'd say my favorite event on the track would be doing a 4x800 meter relay or something in that nature. And the reason I really like cross country is because it has the team aspect tied into it as well. So I would say for cross country, I really love that it's not just about me, it's about all these other people, and we all have to perform on race day to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So I would say that's what's really made me fall in love with the sport over the last couple years. Running high school and track in high school and cross country, that was a bit different. Like my teams in high school were never that big. Like even in club and outside of club, there's only a few people. So getting to join this university team and getting to run with all these other guys who were older than me, and then now I'm older, and having people come in, kind of just always having that team aspect is what I really, really like. That's what motivates me a lot too, is kind of like I said, it's not just about me at the end of the day, it's about these other people all trying to do the same thing. So that's what I like the most. The leadership thing is really funny because I feel like you first get into a university program and you have all these people who are, older than you, and they're kind of in that more leadership role. And being a first year, I was like, oh, I have tons of time before that happens. And now I'm like, okay, I'm in the leadership role now, and that went by a little bit too fast. But I would say the main thing is kind of the people who are just, starting out in their first or second year. It's really, I think the important thing is giving them the wisdom and things that you learned from your journey and the roadblocks that you face. So if, maybe you're not having the best season, or a couple races haven't gone well, or anything like that, it's kind of important to tell them that it's part of a larger process and everything takes time. And I guess the other thing with that would be just keeping everybody accountable as well, and that just remind them that it's not just a you thing, it's about the work and about the team. And if you make it about the work and the team and not just an individual thing, it helps everybody band together and work better together. That's the big part is learning how, there's two things: learning how to make it not just about you but about the team. That was really passed down from my coach and my other teammates. In cross country, you get to see how far people go to the well and are really willing to work for it, and that has always been a super inspiring to me. And then the other part of that is when you're showing up and you have a few big sessions a week, learning how to prepare for that leading up to those days and all the other spare time. You show up to a workout and it's X amount of hours long, so taking care of yourself and your sleep and your stress levels and your academic load and managing all that is really important. So all that kind of stuff, and a lot of the times we tell other people is that we care and we are here for you. So if you need help with managing, if you need help with schoolwork, there's tons of other athletes who are in degree programs above you and they're willing to help you. And just anything like that, even if it's like personal stuff, just all making sure we're all in the same headspace and working together. The biggest challenge as an athlete, I would say kind of my biggest thing that I worked on over time was managing academic stress and stuff. In high school, I didn't have to, I guess I don't want to say, I still had to work hard, but the transition from high school to university was very different. And having, just how it's structured and having things weighted more and more pressure for exams and getting assignments done on time, and, materials just getting harder and more theoretical depending on what you're in. So the biggest change and thing I've adapted to over time, the challenge was just learning how to manage my stress levels with academics and getting things done on time. And in turn, that's just really, I feel like, made my work ethic a lot better, which I also feel like transition into sport as well. So kind of all that getting uplifted at the same time is really nice. So being able to manage the academic stress is really important, and I feel like that's made my running better too. I would say the AUS conference as a whole maybe doesn't get as much, it feels like we're the underdog sometimes, I guess, because we're a lot smaller conference. So getting to race for AUS and be really successful is, I think, really cool. And we also have lots of other talented athletes who have done similar things and performed really well on the track and in cross country. And so I really like to see when even though we're smaller and we don't have as many people, when we can punch up and perform really well. I really like to see that, and that inspires me to run faster as well. Yeah, so cross country, as you said, very mentally challenging. So I would say the first thing that's important to manage at a big championship like U Sports is there's a lot of stuff before the race that you can't control that will affect. It's some of it you can control, but there's a lot of it that you can't control that can affect your race when you start. So the first thing is, there's a lot of people, everybody's getting ready for war, basically. Everybody's super hyped. Everybody's wanting to go and just die for it and go crazy and run as fast as they can for their team, and everybody's getting super hyped. There's music everywhere, it's super loud. So learning how to manage yourself in an environment like that where there's lots of people and the stress can be high is really important. So being comfortable in that space is really helpful and will leave you less mentally drained going into your race. So I found that learning to be comfortable in an environment like that and manage my nerves has helped save that energy, that mental energy for the race. And then in terms of in the race, I would say the best way to manage that kind of the grueling long pain and you're going through the race is, I've kind of touched on it before, but thinking about not just you, but about the team, and that your performance really matters. Every spot matters. No matter even if I'm at the front and I'm being the low stick in a race, I think about my teammates back there who are suffering just as much as me. So I have to, keep going. I have to get my score as low as I can on the top end, and just things like that. Worrying about the team, it makes it much easier. It helps dull the individual pain, I guess.